Welcome to the DJM MoneyBru Show. I'm Daniël-James Vandenberg. I'm here with Matt Shoup, and the question for this segment is, how do you deploy capital in your business? I think it's so crucial. To find out more about Matt, go watch the first video.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see us.
Thank you so much to Thru for sponsoring this video and making this happen. The phenomenal thing about it is in and out, right? You get this done. You have an unlimited wash pass you can use. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to make videos like this. So special thanks. Come check them out, use the link. You're gonna save time and money doing something like that. So check out Thru. Thank you so much for the sponsorship. You guys are awesome. Keep supporting local. I wanna see a lot of clicks and a lot of love. Cheers. Let's continue with this video because it's jam-packed. Scan the QR right here. Matt, how do we deploy capital and why and where and everything?
Carefully and intentionally.
Okay.
I think you see a lot of businesses, they start their business, maybe they're solopreneur, they bring on their first person. You and I talked about this, like you were specifically looking to deploy capital in terms of bringing on a salesperson so you can step out of sales. What does that look like? What is the model? Is it a proven model?
Yeah.
I see many entrepreneurs, they're just like, I want to bring on a sales guy and pay him this, and there's no plan, there's no structure.
Yeah.
They just think, hey, I'm a business owner, I have to spend money to make money. You do.
It's kind of like everything out there is telling you, hey.
And everything's pulling in your money's direction too. There's so many things from a marketing standpoint, bringing on your first team member, setting up systems, structures in place.
Wow.
We're talking about our good friend Samson's studio. He dropped X amount of dollars on this studio. He knows what it cost. There's an intention to build an audience. There's going to be a return. So
taking
just
the risk
intentional.
For that.
Be intentional about it. Have a plan. Don't just go flinging it around and hoping something sticks. A little bit of guess and check, right? With a marketing initiative, but you've got to measure return on it. Or it's not sustainable.
Off air, Matt was telling me about how when you deploy capital, there's also this concept of have you worked the model? He was out there door knocking, like making sure that his working model works. He knew the sales of how to sell a painting, a house and roofing. And I think that's what makes Matt so unique is he deploys himself in every business and he first makes it work before he does the next one. Yeah. Which I was like, okay, this is new to me. Like not everyone has the golden touch that you have. So I think that's a good question. Like how do you get the golden touch of touching a business and saying, hey, I'm tenacious, I'm ballsy, I'm gonna effing do this the right way. How do I do this?
And I don't have the golden touch with everything. So I'll tell you, in the painting business, I will never paint a house. Like I'm actually an awful painter. I don't like that part of the business. But
I would have thought the opposite.
It's it's funny. Like we have lots of stories and photos and footage of like things I should not have painted in my career.
That's awesome.
But no, getting to it is really so understanding your personality type, your personality archetype, and what you're really good at. So I use the analogy, like when we started our jujitsu academy, I knew it was going to be me putting out a lot of energy and effort in that first 3 years. My business partner was getting ready to retire from a job, but I'd launch rocket ships. So I get all that energy, all that momentum. I've got the idea. Boom, and I launch it. I'm a visionary.
You push people as well, right?
I push people. I share the vision. I get others on board, and then I get that thing, taken off. But then once it's going, I got to go launch another rocket ship. And
everyone,
I'm not a long-term.
Everyone on that rocket ship gets to benefit.
Yes.
Like that's what I'm seeing. In the beginning days of business, I was like, oh no, I don't want to do this rocket ship because I'm scared everyone on there is going to fail. But like, how are they going to trust me if I'm not able to just launch this thing and be confident?
Yeah.
And I think confidence plays a big part in business. There's enough motivation online, but I think it's so cool because everyone has a different role. I missed that point a long time ago and I'm starting to finally pick up on it. So that's a big quick tip there, guys. If you're gonna launch the rocket ship, make sure that you are more confident and you are more able and you've done it before just handing it over. And like what he just said, right? Don't just do one thing and then do another before it's successful. That doesn't make any sense.
Because then they all crash. Yeah, if you're trying to get to, if I look at my transition from the painting and roofing into real estate. So 2017, 18, 19, I was really building a real estate business. Cool. Again, I brought Gunnar on. I've got a partner here. We are now a team. Jiu-jitsu kind of happened by accident. That's a whole nother segment. But when we launched that, I knew that I was going to be taking care of getting this thing going, building the student base. Once we get 100, 120 students, I'm not good at that long-term sustaining, paying long-term attention to things because I get new ideas. I already have my next book idea.
Awesome.
But yeah, I got to launch the first one first.
Yeah.
So
I love
that's what I'd say about that. Yeah.
Okay, so next taste test. I'm gonna let you pronounce it. What do you think this is? So this is easy.
Uma?
Yeah. And then this is how would you pronounce that?
Muesli?
Muesli rusks.
Muesli rusks.
You did good, man.
Did all right?
Yeah. So this is a cool one. This you get to dip in your tea.
This
it's like
goes in the
short.
tea. Okay.
Yeah. I'll let you taste it first to grab one.
All right, grab one.
It's kind of like a shortbread.
So just try first.
Are you allergic to anything?
We're gonna find out. Maybe this. I don't know.
Okay. So
Not that I know of.
just grab your tea
All right,
like
cool.
this. Okay. And then you dip like a little bit.
Okay.
And then you pull it out and just taste it. And it's gonna break everywhere, but
It is, okay.
I don't know if you dipped it long enough. You have to like really dip.
Why?
You need to dip it more. Drink some, yeah. There's some comedy elements to the
Not
show.
gonna talk.
You have to talk, bro. So, yak to yum. Keep talking, bro. Yak to yum, 1 to 10. You can be fair with it. It was dry.
If it wasn't as dry, I'd give it more. I'd give it like a 7.
Okay.
No.
So you can
I
find
don't know that I would continue to eat this on a daily basis.
No, make you.
Dip it in coffee. It'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly. So you can find all these products at Daniël-James Media /Yak to Yum. And talking more about deploying capital, this is a burning question from Manny the Mannequin.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed, we have this other guest who like makes comments and does things. Not really, but Manny's job is to bring out really interesting questions. So a question I have here is allocating capital. We know Profit First works. Okay, so go look at that book. And then we also know that I would say with real estate and investing, I think a lot of business owners start to generate capital. I've seen this in my stuff, and then be like, oh, I have capital in my business or in my investments. And that's so tricky. Like, I don't know that balance. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, they're both important. You need to continue to reinvest your time, your energy, your money into your business, but then also your business should be a tool and a mechanism that kicks off enough money to you personally, so you can go make other investments outside of business. Now, I know some guys, like, they don't do 401k, they don't do real estate, they just reinvest everything into their business.
I can't do that.
And it's like, what's your end game, right? So I know a guy, he wants to grow it to X and flip it for X number of multiples, and then he's done. It doesn't matter anymore because he's made a lot of money.
So it is a strategy. Okay.
Some people have more of the lifestyle business where it's very lean and mean, high margin, right? So it's them, some virtual assistants. It's high dollar, high ticket, and they're grossing, or netting 70% of whatever they're billing, and they're making tons of money, and then they're going to go buy a bunch of real estate, and that's their jam. So there's not a right or wrong.
It's a personal. I think it like goes back down to what you said, like your personality and things like that. But I like that. I knew someone who also did 100% back into the business, and when you sit down and look at investments, a lot of times you look and you're like, I'm going to get 10% or 5%. But in my business, I know I can get 20 to 30 to 40. And it's like, it's hard as a business owner to not ignore that and say, I'm going to put my money somewhere else. But I'm in the framework of, a little bit here, a little bit there, diversify, but at least have that hyper focus of like at least 2 segments that aren't going to distract you, where it's like, I'm going to hyper focus on this area and just shoot that bullseye, the one thing, and then I'll maybe do that other investment strategy like real estate.
And invest in yourself too. So I think so many business owners, like put back into the business or bring on a team member, buy some real estate, crypto, whatever they're doing. It's like, when's the last time you've read a book, gone to a personal development seminar, hired a coach, something that's going to make you better, build your skill set.
Yeah.
And then you being more educated and powerful to grow things, right? You'll be able to you'll be more when you show up to business. So don't forget about that, putting back into yourself.
I love it. So that's the end of this segment. Guys, don't forget, Matt Shoup does have a book launching called The Painted Baby. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the launch date? And I am doing a giveaway on those.
Yep.
So
Yeah, January 31st, 2023. So this will be my second book. I think it's like 10 times better than my first book. I didn't know what I was doing when I wrote my first book, even though it was great. But it's actually a story of one of our worst moments in business where our painting company accidentally painted a customer's baby, almost killed the baby, paint sprayer exploded, and I actually realized the power in sharing some of your worst moments and being very vulnerable in business and just plain truthful in terms of building connections with your clients. So you're not trying to be 5-star, A+, 100% happy all the time. It's like, hey guys, we screw stuff up and we're human, and it just builds a bridge and it builds a connection with clients. So I share that story and the story of other entrepreneurs that have kind of gone through the same thing.
Yeah, Matt has that video. He's got quite a few versions of it. There's one where he did it on a stage. I think it's at the Candlelight Theater or somewhere.
For the
Go check it
Disrupt
out.
HR.
It's so good, so good. What a story. And then we may talk about it in some of the other videos. Thanks. Make sure to subscribe and comment on this video if you want a book giveaway. We're giving out 25 as mattshoup.com/Spain. Trip?
Camino-2023. Just go to work with Matt. All the ways you can connect with me.
Cheers. Thanks for being on the MoneyBru Show, Matt. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks.